right, here we go. What's up, everyone? My name is AJ Writes Crypto. Thursday, March 6th. Already March. This year is already flying by on us. Glad to be here. Gonna have ourselves a show today. Got up pretty, extra early today. Kind of feeling the grind, feeling the vibe. Got a lot to go over in today's show. Today's show is a dense show, so make sure you stick around until the very end. We got a lot of things to talk about. Of course, I got my partner in crime, the one, the only, Vechain. What's popping, bro?
Yo, my guy, how you doing, man?
Dude, I cannot complain, man. Dude, I got up like extra early today, and some days I wake up and I'm like not 100%. And when I'm like, to be honest with myself, when I feel like that, I just have an extra shot of espresso and force it.
There you go.
Today I woke up ready to go.
Oh, I love those days.
Let's go. I'm making money. I'm gonna trade. I'm gonna get some extra homework done. I'm behind on a couple things. I'm gonna catch up on that. I just feel like I don't know if it was the sweet pump that got me going. I don't know what it was about today, but I woke up today ready, bro.
I'm
ready.
That. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I'm with you, man. Like it's, good energy, good vibes. Like it's kind of like we're 24 hours away, right? Like tomorrow is Friday. We got the big crypto summit happening. Hopefully we get this amazing announcement. Like you said, we had the partnership now with World Liberty Financial. I think the writing is on the wall. What's happening here? The bull run is going to be back soon. I understand that we're H2, Q3 kind of guys as far as the actual bull run comes back, but at least maybe a little positive force. Maybe let's go back up for a little bit, and we'll play some chop. At least let's go up.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, it's good to see Ando wake up. Good to see Sweet wake up. Every time I said, hey guys, buy Ando under $1, buy Ando under $1, and now it's $1.16, $1.18, something like that. Definitely shout out to everybody in the chat. Appreciate the love. Let's hop into the stories today. We got Bitcoin. Let me get a fresh refresh so we got the current prices. Bitcoin 91,000, waking up a little bit from the past refresh when it was in the 90s. Ethereum, God, I don't even know what's going on with Ethereum anymore, but it's good to see Solana fighting back to 150. Cardano still under $1. I feel like that's a value buy. Dogecoin under $0.25 for a top 10 coin. That's a value buy. It still freaks me out to see Pi number 12. Not sure how long that is going to last. But I think, altcoin of the day. I feel like there's a couple altcoin of the days, but I think number one has to be Sweet.
Facts.
Up 17.3% in the past 24 hours. But when you go to the top mover, it's actually not the top mover in the top 100. Movement, MOVE, is the top mover in the top 100, followed by Crow, Crypto.com, Sweet, and then Ando, and then Near Render FET. So good to see, some of the rock solid picks in my large portfolio wake up, such as FET, Render, Avalanche, stuff like that. I kind of feel like I'm gonna get some injected soon. Hey, the graph is even up over.
Hey, love to see that.
The graph's alive. But I was, like when I looked at Move, I was like, wait a minute, do I know what that project even is? Like, what the hell is Move, right? So I go over to CoinGecko and I look at Move. So then I go to click on its website.
Womp womp.
Womp womp. And I thought I was tripping. And Vechain said, no, same with me. The website doesn't work for me either. So I said, that's very strange. So I did look at their Twitter. The Movement Network Foundation is dedicated to empowering the movement ecosystem and the movement community. The movement is coming. Oh, they said the movement a lot. Right there, under 200,000 followers, which is odd. Most coins just buy all their followers. Very normal thing. They got some tweets, but the reason this thing has moved so far. Oh my God, I have way too many stories. I will find it. Give me 1 second. This one. World Liberty Financial expands crypto portfolio, including ETH, Wrap Bitcoin, and Move. So World Liberty Financial has bought some Move coin. Like I said, not too much on what it is. The website doesn't work. The Twitter is very vague, but we do, World Liberty Financial, the crypto project backed by Donald Trump, has taken a bold step and has bought $21.5 million to its digital asset portfolio. According to Arkham Intelligence, this includes 10 million of Bitcoin, 10 million in Ethereum, 1.5 million in movement. They now have a total portfolio 336 million with TRX, Link, Aave, ENA, Ando, and SEI. That SEI pick, I think, probably could be a sleeper. That's one I've been paying attention to a little bit more. Especially, I have a friend that works there, and it has been on my radar. But yeah, so that's what's up with the movement coin. I don't have a problem pulling the chart really quickly. I mean, it is the top mover of the day, but I also want you guys to appreciate that. I mean, from that local bottom to the top here, I mean, it is up 33% in the past day and 18 hours, but it's still, you know, if you're kind of ignoring this wick and connecting the broad strokes of the downtrend, it is very much still in this kind of parallel downtrend. You can't even call this a triangle. I mean, this is, you know, one of these. So, you know, let's keep an eye on when this thing decides to break out. You know, I would say we got some, you could add some confirmation levels around 55 cents, or even if you go from that previous high, you know, 51 cents, it's at 48 now. So definitely set some alarms there for the move coin. Out of curiosity, can you trade this on Bitunix? MOVE. Yes, you can.
Oh wow.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Would you short it, you think, or
I'll have to take a look at the smaller time frames. But dude, move I mean, Bitunix always just has the coins early. Like anytime there's like a altcoin hits the radar, it's on Bitunix, like without fail. So yeah, definitely shout out to anybody who caught that move before World Liberty Financial just reached into a bucket of crypto and missed the Algorand pick and picked out Move, that where the website doesn't even work. Shout out to them. But would I trade it right now? All right, well, let's investigate. Let's look at like the 23-minute time frame really quick. So it did just put in a lower high, and it has only put in lower lows from like this. Ooh, let me get this trend line going here. It did like kind of wick below that. Also, what I'd say, if you zoomed into the 12-minute, I'm not really thinking it's a short yet. If you kind of use that top level and then this level as like the current range that it's in,
you'd want to see it go back up towards the top maybe one more time.
Maybe the break of that range is what I'm thinking, because from this wick, it has spent the past 11 hours inside of a 7.7% range. I'm not really going to fuss over a 7% up down, but I would happily trade the break of that level. So I'm not going to get into targets and everything, but I will say I'm going to set an alarm at 47 cents. Add alert, create, and then I will come over here at 51.3, create. So, you know, we're, you know, for the past 11 hours, it's been trading inside of a 7.7% range. We don't care about the range. We care about the break. And when the alarm goes off, we can search for confluence and make a decision. So that's what we got for move today. Shout out to World Liberty Financial making some moves. Yeah, top movers of the day and altcoin of the day is SWI. I would also say Ando could be an altcoin of the day. Certainly going to look at both of those charts during the show. Quickly, I would like to quick look over at my Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, hey, give me a follow at AJ Writes Crypto. First of all, shout out to my sister, Crypto Wendy O, put out this really awesome video on Algorand. The thumbnail even says the best crypto project of 2025. That's a very bold, bullish statement from Crypto Wendy O. And, you know, keep in mind that when we had our pump November, December, Algorand was a top 5 mover in that pump. HBAR, Algorand, XRP were all in the top 5, and Vechain was in the top 10. So these projects are not dead. These are very, I mean, there's a lot going on with Algorand right now. And actually, I have a really interesting video coming out pretty soon. It's just getting edited from ETH Denver from some announcements with Folk Finance. That's the biggest DeFi platform on Algorand. So definitely keep an eye out for that video. And big shout out to my sister, Crypto Wendy O. Also, guys, I could get used to seeing Dana White post about Vechain. I can get used to seeing Dana White wearing Vechain t-shirts. Power Slap is live and free tomorrow on Friday, powered by Vechain.
Oh, I wish we could go.
I would, I've been to a Power Slap before. It's a great time. It's a really good time. And we certainly will be going to more Power Slaps. I actually was talking to Sonny right as he was signing the Power Slap contract. And it's funny, Chains. I was thinking about sponsoring Power Slap as a YouTuber.
Dude, that'd be wild.
It was in the wheelhouse of possibilities, but there are some things I can't say exactly. But there is, I'm going to say is Miami. The UFC in Miami is going to be a really fun time.
Let's go.
For AJ Wrights Crypto and the Vechain partnership. And one of you guys in the audience is going to win a fucking Tesla. Someone's going to win a brand new Tesla Model 3.
Dude, that's wild.
Floor. We're giving away 4 Teslas this year. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. But yeah, loving to see, the Power Slap, the Vechain being a title sponsor of the Power Slap. Big win for the V fam, and that connection to Dana White. It's funny. I think Sonny is real strategic about his relationship with Dana White.
Oh, I mean, you have to think, like, you said it's really cool to see him wearing the merch. And, when he does his little kind of announcements of the cards before the fights, I think he does them on like a Thursday or Friday. Or he usually posts a little video. I think in the last couple of months, more times than not, I think you see him wearing that Vechain UFC shirt, which has been really cool. I think you commented on it. I've commented on it. I know a couple other people have. Really cool to see him actually embrace the partnership. And yeah, like walk the walk, wear the merch, all that stuff. Show that he's not afraid to, like, they're the partnership.
Yeah. Dude, think about it. Dana White friends with Donald Trump. Dana White friends with Joe Rogan. So Sonny putting himself in that situation, I think is going to work out big time for Vechain. So obviously keep big eye on that. Moving forward here, I never thought I would see Mr. Beast, Algorand, and Draco Malfoy in the same picture. I never thought that was possible in 100 years. As a fellow Slytherin myself, the car itself is even green.
I love that.
I am obviously bullish. 10 points to Slytherin. Love that. And of course, I was so excited when I typed it. I typed Malloy instead of Malfoy and didn't even realize it until when? This morning. That's when I realized it. And no one's more bullish on Harry Potter than AJ. I read that like 4 times when I was like 13. So obviously, that was weird. But big shout out, 10 points to Slytherin and 100 points to Algorand. So
that's pretty cool to see that car, man. That when you had posted that, I love that color. That is a really good color green.
Yeah, it definitely is. And so big shout out to them. Love to see that. I did not have that on my 2025 bingo card. And then lastly, give a shout out to this trader here, Mr. FWVD. Nailed a Cardano short from that we talked about a little bit on the stream yesterday, and went more in detail with in the Telegram group. Good to see him, posting that win on the trade. I gave a really specific range. He followed the alarm and, clicked off a quick, 12% win there, trade from the Telegram group. So congratulations on him for getting the win. Of course, the traders in the Telegram group post their wins all the time in the second channel, but it is cool to see when someone, posted on Twitter kind of showing, hey, look, I followed this range and it worked out just like he said. So big shout out to that guy for winning that trade. So, man, we got so many stories to get through today. Going to start off with this one.
Let's go.
Let's do it. So Bitwise files to list a spot Aptos ETF. Dude, what do you think about this, man? They used to call Aptos the Solana killer.
The Solana killer. The number 36 crypto. Again, you and I have been talking about all this, and as strange as it sounds, the lower we go down the list as far as market cap and adding an ETF, again, it sounds strange. it's massive. I'm super bullish.
Oh yeah.
Because the more we get like this, the closer we are to having an actual index fund that, think of like the S&P 500. You guys have heard of us talk about this a couple times, right? If we had something, analogous to the S&P 500 here in crypto, that's not just Bitcoin and Ethereum, because that's like all that there is right now for index funds. I know that there's smaller companies that are doing this, that, you can actually create your own index funds. I think that was really interesting. I found that project out a few weeks ago, but the whole idea of
the one that I did a video on Crypto Index.
Is it like, I think it begins with an A, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there's a couple projects that are you can make your own crypto index. I did a sponsored video for one. It was actually a pretty interesting project. But sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think that's really cool. But like, again, it's just the idea of, it's all right. We can now start to say, okay, so if we can pick 1 through 36, and then start to have index funds with your top 20 coins, top 30 coins, whatever you want, because if we can go pragmatically think, these coins that are utility based, they're doing something, they're building, growing, whatever. We're there, man. Because that's the big money. When we talk institutional money, man, we're not there yet. Once you have like a major index fund with 20 cryptos in it,
big missing piece of liquidity.
That's it. That's the slam dunk.
And remember, like the statistic I've said 100 times in the past couple months, 70% of transactions in the stock market are on indexes. So once crypto gets enough ETFs to make baskets, we get indexes. And then once we get indexes, that traditional stock market money, it's kind of, you have to understand that it's kind of unconventional for stock market traders sometimes to just buy a single stock. A lot of times people want that blanket of exposure. Even like, my own stepmom, for instance, she has like a financial advisor, and when she does stock market exposure, she always does baskets. A lot of financial advisors advise people to buy baskets, and kind of you can interchange that with index, and that's a big missing piece of liquidity, and it is coming to crypto, no questions asked. So yeah, very cool. I did see someone in the Oleg Cardano Foundation partners with Serpro, the longest state-owned IT company to drive blockchain adoption in Brazil's public sector. Here is that story right here. Wow. I actually had to translate it from a different language just to see the story, which is actually pretty interesting. And hey, I wonder what is going to come from this. Yeah, Serpro is the protagonist of blockchain solutions in Latin America.
Oh wow!
And we always known that Cardano was aimed to bank the unbanked. They had a lot of big pushes into Africa and things like that. So to see them target Brazil like this kind of strategic partnership, hey, I'm bullish on that. So big shout out to our guy Oleg in the chat pointing out this story. I do have another Cardano story, but first I have to talk about the list. All right. So yesterday on Twitter, the list went around. All right. And basically the list was who from the crypto sector is going to attend the White House summit tomorrow. And the list went all around Twitter. And I posted the list on Twitter. And I literally had people like, this is misinformation. This list is incorrect. How dare you post this list? Blah, 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 blah. And then Altcoin Daily's video comes out yesterday. And guess what list was in their video?
The same list.
The same list I posted.
Yep.
And this was after making me think the list I posted was correct. But I deleted the post just because if I think something's wrong, like I'm not going to leave it there. Like I'll pull the post down if I post something incorrect, that's just the writer in me. But at the same time, like that list was correct, and it's interesting. And now,
well, Charles Hoskinson had said that he thought that he wasn't invited, but he was on it. One list that I saw, he was on the confirmed list. Another one that I saw that he was on the unconfirmed list.
Right. So it's going back and forth about this. So he right here, Trump's White House crypto summit, who is attending? All right. So Eleanor Tourette has kind of been talking about this on Twitter a lot. Of course, industry bigwigs like, Michael Saylor, CEO Chris from crypto.com. Here is the list confirmed. Michael Saylor, David Bailey, Matt Huang, JP Richardson, all those people, Brian Armstrong, from Coinbase, Vlad from Robinhood, people from Kraken, Crypto.com, Brad Garlinghouse from Ripple, Sergey Nazarov from Chainlink. That's a big one. Of course, Zach from World Liberty Financial. And then the confirmed Bo Hines, who is the executive director of the Presidential Council of Advisors for Digital Assets. Of course, David Sachs, the crypto czar, Mike Yura and Caroline Pham. And then unconfirmed, we have Kathy Wood, Vitalik, Jeremy Allaire from Circle, the CEO of Tether, Charles Hoskinson, unconfirmed, Solana, unconfirmed. And so the Ando, there were a couple more on the list, and the Ando people are not going to be there, which was some of the confusion from the tweet yesterday.
Because I thought they said they were going.
I thought they said they were going too. I thought I saw a tweet from them.
Yeah, me too.
Why I posted, because the tweet I put up was about Ando.
Yeah, dude, that seems weird because that seems strange. I thought that like they were locked and loaded, that they were, because there was going to be like, they're part of the big announcement. They have to be, because they're already partners with World Liberty Financial. Right. They already own a bunch of the coins. Man, that's strange.
Right. So you know what I'm saying? So here's actually a story about it. Charles Hoskinson calls out the White House.
I'm going to Japan.
Cardano in crypto talks. You know, right here, Charles says, I knew nothing about it. He is in Japan. But to be fair, when Trump gave the strategic reserve, Cardano is on that list.
Yeah.
So it's not like Cardano is completely out of the conversation. This was the story that we talked about, I believe yesterday or the day before. And I remember when I was on my airplane coming home from Meet Denver, Cardano ripped on that airplane, and my no trade airplane rule, wish I broke that rule that day. So, you know, it's not like Cardano's left out of the conversation, but Cardano is, Charles is in Japan, and he, you know, obviously is not going to attend the White House thing tomorrow. Chains, can you give me a quick Google on what time that is tomorrow?
Yes.
Maybe we should change our live stream time to play that or something, or to do like a reaction to it or something like that.
All right, I'll check. Really quick, like about the whole like Charles thing. Man, if you had a chance to, even if I was in Japan and I had a chance to like attend the first crypto summit of like this new, like we're changing the whole financial system in the world and we're taking over, and I happen to be a billionaire, like I would hop on a plane and be there. I wouldn't like throw a little temper tantrum.
To be fair, like right here, he says nobody even spoke to us about it. We never even knew about it.
Okay, so deal with it and just get on a plane and come to it.
He also mentioned that previous attempts to engage in discussions of similar initiatives have been met with vague responses such as, we'll call you back or we'll figure it out. So, I mean, of course, there is some sort of lack of communication. But at the end of the day, Cardano is included in the reserve. Yeah. So maybe they kind of feel like they have that base covered.
Yeah, like you should know.
They don't need to convince him of anything. Maybe I don't know. But, but Charles is not going to be there. And honestly, I don't think it's going to make or break the success of the summit. I feel that it is going to be overall a successful thing. Obviously, Donald Trump has said multiple times that his goal is for America to become the crypto capital for artificial intelligence and the crypto. So I get the frustration, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. I absolutely love seeing stories like this, that ChatGPT picks 2 altcoins to buy to your portfolio for one. Why would Finbold post this? Hey, James, before we go, guess what those cryptos are.
What?
Guess. Just give me what is the 2 picks that ChatGPT thinks you should add to your portfolio this month.
Dogecoin and XRP.
Okay, that is pretty good guess. Pretty good guess. Cardano and Solana.
Okay.
Hello, Captain Obvious.
Yeah, right.
Call us back when you get a chance. We'd really appreciate it.
We got to do some time changing here and figure out 6:30. So the roundtable discussion runs from 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. UTC. I think we're 5 hours behind UTC, so like 1:30 probably.
Okay. Let's chop it up. Maybe we'll I think we should do something around it. Maybe we will. Let's think about it.
Chop it up.
So before we get into the altcoin of the day and everything else, got about over 150 people here watching on YouTube on this beautiful Thursday. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member. We had a members only live stream yesterday, went for well over an hour and a half, really productive stream. I'm doing 2 members only this week to make up for the one we missed last week. So there will be a members only at some point tomorrow. Definitely check the Telegram group to know the exact time, because we might pivot the normal live stream tomorrow around the crypto summit. Wait, how long did you say the crypto summit is?
Like 4 hours. Let me just see. From 6:30 to 10:30. Yeah. UTC again. Remember that. So yeah, 4 hours.
I mean, we could chop it up. I mean, let's think about it. We don't, not mandatory, but it could be a thing. We could have some fun with it. There's that story. I'm trying to double check my stories here.
If you got an email or a phone call today that said, AJ, we'd like to invite you to the White House, would you get on an airplane and go?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
100,000%.
100%.
Yeah. Dude, the cool thing about that is that my dad's spot is like an hour and 10 minutes from DC. I can go rip my dirt bike, hang out with the puppies, and then
all right, I'll go to the White House, you rip dirt bikes.
That'd be sweet. I'm fine with that. I'd rather rip dirt bikes than go to the White House. To be honest with you, like the true is I do all of this to fund motocross habits. That's the truth. All right, so altcoin of the day absolutely has to be SWE. Jumped 14% after it partners with Donald Trump's World Liberty Financial. And guys, this has to be the story of the day. I remember this morning, like I said, I woke up early. I was kind of looking at charts. I was floating around, and I looked at SWE, and then I went and looked at a couple other things, and then I looked back at SWE and look at this candle. Boom,
boom, baby.
And to be fair, we did have multiple alarms. I am showing you guys what we did in the members only stream yesterday in terms of SWE alarms, and we had this alarm here at 264, excuse me. And this alarm, if you even went off of the alarm here the second time, I mean, top to bottom, 17% in 12 hours, or even to the current price, 11% in 14 hours. And we even had this previous level set alarm set at 274.5. That alarm also went off, and hell, the 296 alarm also went off. So in terms of, was the Telegram group aware of this pump from here, and here? The answer to that question is hell yeah. Everyone in my Telegram group, if they set the alarm, knew this happened. So big shout out to any of the traders in the group who nailed that. I have been kind of nailing some SWE longs the past couple of days. I made $4,000 2 days ago in a SWE long.
Nice. And
then yesterday I was at another SWE long. I was up like $500 and I moved my stop loss up and I to 250 in profits, and I did get stopped out. But hey, a win's a win.
Win's a win.
I'll take $250, just from a run-of-the-mill trade any day of the week. I am kind of looking at this now. I mean, in retrospect, the bounce from the retest for the past hour, that 5% move up, that was a pretty solid little bounce there, but it didn't go all the way down to the 50 EMA. And now I'm kind of thinking to myself that I'm going to not trade this chart right now, just because of how heavy this pump was. These things tend to cool off, and we're not going to see some insane volatility kind of for the rest of the day. I feel like if this entire move here was 18% and basically within 30 minutes, I don't think we're going to see another 18% move over the next day or two. I'm not against maybe setting an alarm at this high, or even if this alarm goes off again, maybe trying to long from here to here. This alarm around 297, 296. Let me pull this. Oh, come on. Measuring stick. From that to that is about 4.7%. So certainly, I think that's not a bad idea. But why I'm hesitant is one, SWE was ranging in here for a while. The point of control is still down here. And if you look at just market cipher, not to go too far but down the rabbit hole, but we do kind of have this kind of overall curvature. And this momentum wave, the current momentum wave, is already kind of about to roll over. I'm not too pumped on longing SWE from the way Market Cipher looks right now.
That looks like something you want to grab after it runs down the hill.
Yeah.
But would you short it, or because it's kind of in, I know it's not price discovery, but kind of in like this local price discovery. There, it's not too far away actually.
Well, in terms of discovery, this range that it's in here is kind of like a no man's land between 326 and 296. Why? Because if you kind of draw this line across, it's always boom, boom.
It just gets in and gets out.
Boom, boom. It runs through that range, right? So that's what I'm kind of saying is that the fact that it got rejected here, and when you kind of zoom out on this chart now that we're looking at the 2 hour, and you kind of see, oops, I mean to draw that. We are obviously in this pretty heavy downtrend, like overall, like this. I'm not really trying to, I'm more likely to go short given if it hits certain alarms, unless it breaks out. If it breaks out, that's a different story.
You're doing a downtrend until you're not.
Exactly. But you can still catch longs as long as they're scalps. But even this setup is a little strange. And like I said, I'm not in love with the way even on the 23-minute, on Market Cipher, we were looking at the 12-minute before. Even this kind of curvature right there, that's not really what you want to see going into a long. So I'm going to be patient and sit on the sidelines here for a minute with SWE. Got another story here. Oh, not me to do that. Trump's crypto czar David Sachs says U.S. government missed out on $17 billion by selling Bitcoin too early. The USMS is under scrutiny for its inability to account for the exact amount of crypto assets it holds, particularly Bitcoin. Holding Bitcoin could have netted the government $17 billion. David Sachs advocates for strategic reserve management approach for Bitcoin, similar to gold, to create long-term value. Right here, over the past decade, the federal government sold approximately 195,000 Bitcoins for the proceeds of $366 million. If the government has held the Bitcoin, it'd be worth over $17 billion today. That's how much it has cost the American taxpayers to not have a long-term strategy. Guys, I think we can always change. We can always go back to the famous Michael Saylor saying, never sell your Bitcoin. Never, ever, ever.
No, take loans out against that stuff. Never sell it.
Never sell your Bitcoin. And it's a bummer. Could have played it better. But hey, maybe they should hire some day traders. I know a guy. He's pretty good.
You know a guy.
He's a ripper, man. He pulled it off pretty short amount of time. It's kind of crazy how he did it.
That's crazy. It's crazy to think, when you put that number into perspective, it's crazy to think that our government fumbled the bag that bad.
Yep. Shout out to they need to, but this is just more and more reason on why they need that reserve and why we're going to get it and why that's going to pump our bags. That's going to be a big contributor to the bull run for sure. JC said I would pick SWE and Ando. I'm right there with you on that one. I think my chat, similar to what it did yesterday, my chat works for a little bit and then it stops being live with everything else, because yes, I'm correct. It has. I don't know why my chat is so behind. Shout out to 6 a.m. Doug. Yes, the Telegram is a great place for any skill or knowledge level. That's true. I do, kind of make it simple. There is a lot to the strategy, but on the surface, I keep it as simple as possible. And I do obviously appease to the beginners, but hey, check it out. We do offer 1 month tryouts for sure. And if, like I said, full passion, if your email has not been responded to yet, we will get to you. Sometimes it takes a couple of days, it takes time, but you will get a response, I promise. All right, so moving forward, next story here. New York bill aims to protect crypto investors from meme coin hold. J-Change, how the hell are they going to do that?
I don't know.
I mean,
New York is a little special. New York, you got to have the was that Bitstamp license in order to operate as a business in New York itself. New York is a little bit special as far as crypto goes.
Always have been.
I just, like, go great. I think we need that. We need to get rid of the rug pulls, but that goes against kind of the whole ethos of decentralization. So you got to have decentralization. You have to have meme coins. There's always going to be bad actors. You can't. What is that expression like? You don't make the rule for the handful of people who do things wrong, right?
I don't know the saying.
I can't think of it anyway.
Okay.
But you get the idea. It's
I
like,
do.
It's like let's clean it up. I get that. I think everybody is ready to not have rug pulls, but what do you do? Like, in order to launch a meme coin, in order to launch a coin, you have to have a money transmitter license or a broker license or something.
See, and then that's where we kind of got to draw the line. And I don't hate the sentiment of this. I feel that if you scam an entire community, you should be in trouble.
What about 3 times?
Wink. But the language I do not like here. Under the proposal, new criminal charges would be created for offenses involving virtual token fraud, explicitly targeting deceptive practices associated with cryptocurrencies. That I kind of understand.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they lose me. Virtual tokens, quote, refer to security tokens and stablecoin, while security tokens, in quotations, include any form of fungible and non-fungible computer code by which all such forms, ownerships, and of said computer code is determined through verification of transaction of any derivative method that is stored on a peer-to-peer network. Basically saying that cryptos are still securities.
100%. That's very clear.
Where New York, you're out of your fucking mind. No. We're done with the security language, and I understand, like, do there need to be measures in place to prevent people just straight scamming people with meme coins? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean every meme coin is like illegal? No. There's a lot of ethical meme coins. They I feel that there is a place in crypto for meme coins, and they need to be legal. But when people are straight up just getting demolished, that's a different story. But then to use that to work the security word, the S word, back into the conversation, New York, dude, take a lap.
Take a lap,
New York. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. I like the city, but I ain't moving there. So
good for a visit.
Yeah, it's good for a visit.
But that's crazy though. Like they're clearly even including NFTs on that.
Yeah. Yep. Fungible or non-fungible. So, yeah, man, it's one of those deals where,
No, that's the old way of thinking. That's the old administration that's still hanging on. I mean, it's like the purple-haired ladies. Sorry, no offense to the purple-haired ladies.
Right. Doozle in the chat says CoffeeZilla's new video touches on meme coins. I don't know if I agree on what he says, but worth listening, I think. I texted CoffeeZilla the other day. Interesting little convo.
Oh yeah,
nice guy. I've known him for a couple of years. And I have to why I haven't watched that one yet. So some of you might have noticed in the title of today, we have, it says Russia's war on crypto. And I think that, could be a little clickbaity, just a little bit, but that's YouTube. You got to play the game. To be fair, there is a lot of kind of confusion going on in what's going on with Russia. So EU adopts new Russia sanctions package, list crypto exchange. All right. And Russia, let's be clear about something. Russia has gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with their crypto rules. I mean, forever. And then, of course, you have to understand, given the war, that when they get kind of banned to from money transmission from the SWIFT system or whatever, of course, they kind of go back to crypto to be able to move money around. All right. And now, the EU is adopting new sanctions that list crypto. All right. I mean, there is an aluminum ban will be phased in with you can only bring in so much aluminum. That's kind of crazy. EU is making an effort to crack down on Moscow's use of cryptocurrency to circumvent Western sanctions. Of course, they're trying to get around the SWIFT sanctions with that. And in this package, the EU lists Bitunix, which is a Russian crypto exchange, which is closely associated with EU sanctioned banks. So it doesn't end there. Okay. Sanctioned Russian crypto exchange suspends services as Tether blocks wallets.
That's
the plot thickens.
Yeah, seriously.
Russian crypto exchange Garnatex said on Thursday, said the stablecoin Tether had blocked digital wallets on his platform holding more than 2.5 billion rubles, which is $28 million, forcing it to suspend operations days after the EU sanctions that we just mentioned. The European Union included Bitunix in its 16 sanctions package against Russia over the conflict on Ukraine on February 24th, accusing the crypto exchange of being closely associated with EU sanctioned banks responsible for circumventing the sanctions. Basically saying the crypto exchange said, we have bad news. Tether has entered the war against the Russian crypto market.
Ooh.
So when I say Russia's war on crypto, that's kind of what I'm saying is that sentence. And it's not that like, it's just the Tether is doing things. It's not just that's a crypto company. You guys understand that, right? It's not like it's like the United Nations or it's like the fact they're doing that says a lot.
Yeah,
actually, it says a lot.
Really.
We are fighting and will not give up, says Garnatex, which is that Russian exchange. Please note that all USDT held in Russian wallets is now under threat.
Jeez.
I mean, imagine that.
But I thought Tether, that was kind of the whole idea, is that Tether was for that part of the system, right? Like, Russia and China, and USDC is kind of what we were going to be using domestically and kind of with our allies.
Well, and that's a topic is that Tether can freeze you. Tether has that ability.
Nope, no thanks.
And that's not, what I mean? And that's not happening to us. It's happening to them. But like the fact that that's a possibility does freak me out right here. Deprived of access to the US dollar and cut off from the SWIFT global payments network, some Russians have turned to crypto to move money overseas, and the central bank has allowed businesses to use crypto in global trade. So, Russia, and this is kind of all circles back to this story. Russian crypto trading moves toward regulation and institutional adoption.
It's happening.
As the EU is like, hey, calm your boats, as Tether targets Russia's largest exchange and freezes, $28 million worth of Tether, and they're all freaking out. Russia itself, they're trying to move toward institutional adoption.
Like, let's go.
They're trying to move toward regulation.
Yeah.
So the Russian Finance Ministry of Central Bank are developing an EPR for Russian crypto trading, allowing only, quote, super qualified investors to participate. Russia has permitted crypto use for foreign economic activities under a special framework, but domestic crypto payments remain banned.
It's interesting. Well,
domestic crypto payments remain banned.
But I think it ties into what you're talking there, though, about like the regulation and how they're trying to build there. So I'm looking at something that I pulled up, and there's about 10%, a little bit over 10% of the Russian population has crypto, right?
Yep.
And it looks like Ethereum is the number one holder that they've got. Bitcoin is number two, and then Ripple, Dogecoin, and Solana. That's like their top 5 holdings. One quick little fact for all of our crypto friends out there, because the population of Russia is more women than men, it is one of the few countries in the world where you have more women cryptocurrency holders than men.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That's actually pretty crazy when you think about it. But yeah, man, this story, I mean, I am kind of torn with this story because, like, of course, with the, recent set down, with Trump and Zelensky, and, Trump basically saying, when you're ready for peace, come talk to us, because like Zelensky basically wants to get included into NATO.
Right.
And and then Trump is not letting that happen. And that's why on the surface, it seems that Trump was propping up Putin. Trump in that argument did kind of side with Russia. And I hate it, and I don't hate it at the same time. It was like a 5D game of chess, because you have to understand that if Ukraine goes into NATO, it's on.
Yeah.
And the problem with it's on, it's that China sides with Russia every day of the week.
World War III.
And that's why they had to have such a, Trump, and we kind of had a united front against Zelensky and kind of called him out on his BS, to be fair. I mean, obviously I would like to see peace, but when it comes to crypto, specifically crypto, decentralization is important. Decentralization is the ethos of crypto. And it is, what would you do if someone put a stranglehold on your money? On, like, you're not allowed to do this. We're going to ban your electricity. We're going to ban your water. We're going to not let you use Swift. We're not going to let you use money, period.
Yeah.
That is warfare. That is warfare. And I think that there needs to be, obviously some sort of arrangement. Obviously, I feel a lot better about this whole thing knowing that Trump is at the White House.
Yeah.
Because obviously Putin and Trump have some sort of respect for each other that we've seen across the board. And obviously no one wants to see World War III. No one wants to, I don't know. I'm torn on the whole thing. Obviously, I would like to see world peace, and I would like this, kumbaya by the fire.
Yeah.
But at the same time, a lot of people, a lot has happened. There's some things that can't be taken back. And, I understand. I think this is why crypto replaces money, period. You kind of think of music, right? Go from the 8 tracks to the cassette tapes to CDs to iPods to streaming. That's happening with money. It's happening with money, and we know this. Like, this is the future of finance, and it's one of those deals that I don't think Russia needs Swift. I think Russia is going, if there's a will, there's a way, kind of thing.
Doesn't Russia as a country, they've got one of the largest stockpiles of gold. They've got a shitload of crypto. I mean, if they were kicked out of like the traditional monetary system through Swift or whatever, I think the other thing that they've got, and this is why, AJ, that I really think, step away from the charts a little bit when you talk about XRP, they have positioned themselves to settle BRICS pay stuff, which Russia is a huge portion of. And so if they do get kicked out of the Swift system, XRP is right there to facilitate what they need, right? And so that, and all the burn mechanisms that are kind of put into place now with some of the other protocols that have been put on XRP with the RL USD stablecoin, all that stuff, like it's just, they've positioned themselves so well. And not to make this about XRP, but Russia has positioned themselves as well to, again, they understand if sanctions come, if the monetary system that they knew for so many years, we'll talk Swift or whatever, if that gets pulled from them, they could probably continue business by what they've already got in place.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's I'm certainly kind of ethically torn on this situation, to be honest with you. I just don't want to see like any insane escalation. But in the same, but there's like the war side of this conversation, and then there's the crypto aspect. And when it comes to the crypto aspect, I feel that like it's messed up to put such heavy sanctions on anyone. And that's why crypto exists. We use crypto to be our own banks. That I feel that is a right. That is our right to be our own bank. When I bought my Rolex,
I was going to ask you, do you know what time it is?
Right now it is it is kind of getting close to like 11:28, 11:27, something like that. That's what time it is.
Okay.
But when I bought my Rolex, all right, and I wanted to pay for it with cash. All right. And Wells Fargo told me, hey, you can only spend $25,000 in one day. And I said, oh, like, what if I wanted to buy a Lamborghini? Like, what if I wanted to buy a home? What if I wanted to use cash to do anything? And I called Wells Fargo multiple times and walked up the chain of command and like, hey, I need to spend more than $25,000. And my answer I got was no.
That's crazy.
No. And, and apparently they said, oh, if you call back between this time and this time, you can get the approval for a one-time purchase. That's what they told me when I bought my Super Bowl tickets. Because when I got my Super Bowl tickets, it was $20,000 was the limit. All right. So, but my Super Bowl tickets together was $24,000. So I was like, I called the bank and I said, hey, can you move my limit from 20,000 to 25,000 so I can buy my Super Bowl tickets? And they were like, no. And then I called them back and I said, and this one guy said, well, if you call between Monday and Friday between, 10 to 5 p.m. or something, you can get approval for a one-time thing. So you can make one large purchase, you can get approved to do that, but then you go back to your $20,000 limit. And I kept that in my mind. And I got my Super Bowl tickets. I put about a $19,000 down payment and then used a firm to pay the rest of it off because I couldn't find anywhere that accepted crypto. Anyway, I told you that to tell you this. When I went to buy my Rolex, I called Wells Fargo again and I said, hey, last time I had the same conversation to buy my Super Bowl tickets, the guy said that if I call between Monday and Friday between 10 to 5, which it was Monday and it was noon, that I could get approved for a one-time purchase. And you know what they said?
No.
That's not a thing.
That's ridiculous.
That's not a thing. So I was like, bruh. So you know what I did? I went to Jack Sutton. Shout out to my homie, Jack Sutton. Really great guy. He's owned that jewelry store right by the mall. I forget the name of it. Like right where like the Louis Vuitton, the Gucci and all that is. Mm-hmm. It's right in front of that mall. Jack Sutton's been there for 35, 40 years. Really cool guy, and then so this was in New Orleans the day after the Super Bowl. And I was like, hey man, you accept crypto? You accept crypto? And he was like, you do crypto? He was like, that's why you're buying this Rolex. This makes so much sense. And I was like, yeah, I do crypto. I'll help you out, bro. He was like, I've always wanted to be able to accept crypto. And I've never been able to do it before because they tried to use this thing called BitPay, but it takes like a day because you have to file all these forms and it, the time of finality takes longer than usual. And it's like this big headache. And I'm like, wait, this is the exact opposite of the point of crypto. The point of crypto is that I want to pay you anything. You could be anywhere in the world. It costs me a couple pennies and you get it in a matter of seconds.
Right now.
The point.
Yeah.
Shout out to Algorand for that. But 3 seconds now, the time of finality. And anyway, so I helped him set up his MetaMask. I helped him set it up, and I bought this Rolex with crypto. So that's the point. You know what I mean? To be your own bank. The fact that it's 2025, and I do what I do for a living. And Wells Fargo tells me that I can't spend more than $20,000 in one day
of your own money.
My own money?
No. That's the problem. It's not yours. It's theirs. They just put some code in so that it shows a little ledger on your account, but you actually don't get any of that money.
Dude, it
because they've already lent it out to 5 other people.
It frustrates me to no end how our banking system works. And I've had so many headaches and so many times when I think to myself, this is why crypto is going to happen. Banks absolutely suck. Some banks, thank God Wells Fargo doesn't give me a hassle about me putting money on Coinbase.
Yeah.
I left Chase Bank over Coinbase.
I had gotten a couple Bitcoin transactions denied because of Chase, and so we left. We're with Bank of America now. But so we all hate banks, and I get it. But they are the gateway to where we need to be for this entire thing to go where it needs to go as far as adoption goes, right? To be able to walk into the Bank of America and say, hey, can you take 10 grand from my savings account and put it into Ethereum today, please? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That needs to happen. Yeah. And I know it's the necessary evil, right? We don't really want it, but we need it to happen in order for mass adoption to truly happen, because we've been saying it for years. As long as it's as easy to just swipe your credit card or just say, hey, put some crypto in my account, have your banker or your broker do it.
Yeah, dude, 100,000%. And it has to absolutely be destroyed the way it is. And what crypto did I use to buy the watch? Jack asked me for stable coins. He didn't want anything that fluctuated. He asked for Tether.
That's smart.
So I sent him Tether. And we had a whole conversation, and I taught him, I told him about, like my endorsement deal with Vechain and what V better is, and all sustainability. We talked about RWAs, we talked about Algorand, we talked about Ando. I mean, Jack Sutton and I chopped it up for, a little bit.
Nice.
And it's actually a really funny story. So, we are kind of winding down with the stream, so I'll tell the story. So basically, the day before the Super Bowl, I go into this place, and I always wanted to get a Rolex, and I see this one, specifically this one, diamonds and everything, in the case. And I talk to the guy, and I try it on, and right before I tried it on, guess who walks in the store? Guess who walks in the store, Shane?
You told me.
Antonio Brown.
AB, baby. AB 84. Let's go.
AB walks in the store, and I'm like, oh shit. So I put it on as he's coming in the store, because the guy that was taking care of me, it wasn't Jack, it was this other guy. I don't even remember his name. But he was friends with AB. They dapped it up or whatever. And then he looks at me. He was like, "Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing?" He was like, "You going?" And I put the watch on, and he was like, "Oh, that's you. That's you. You gotta get that. That's you. It fits you perfect. It fits you perfect. That's you." He said it like 100 times. That's you. And I was like, "Damn, like that is me." And I was like, "Look, like if the Eagles win the Super Bowl, Eagles win. I'll see you on Monday." And they said, "Okay,
fly Eagles, fly.
Go Birds." Go Birds. And I still haven't publicly said how much I made on that. And I'm still going to wait. I'm still going to wait. It's fucking a lot of money. That's the answer. A lot. But yeah, that was a ballsy bet. And when they got that interception in the first quarter, my heart dropped. Dude, I was like, fuck. But I always bet narratives though, man. Like, Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, Netflix is doing this big boxing event. Of course, they're going to want to dip into that well again, right? Well, 100%. Which two of these two fighters is going to be able to do that again? Jake Paul. I put my money on Jake Paul. I bet 60 G's on Jake Paul. I've got 105 back. So
let's go.
Not bad. So then the Super Bowl, similar thing. When I knew the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl, my mom's a diehard Eagles fan. I said, all right, Karen, let's do it.
Let's go.
We're going to the ship. And I thought long and hard, am I going to place the bet on Super Bowl? And then I reminded myself, bet the narrative. What's the narrative? The Chiefs are either going to three-peat, or the Eagles are going to get redemption from the Super Bowl they lost.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought to myself, okay, the Chiefs are not going to get a three-peat. Why? Because that would put Patrick Mahomes in the same conversation as
Tommy.
And they will never, ever let that happen.
Nope.
The Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. And they did.
And they win.
And they did.
Big.
So it's about, and I do believe that the NFL is more WWE than UFC. I do believe that. I believe that the players are unaware, and it's controlled by the referees, hence the terrible flags, the pass interferences. The refs control the outcome. The players are unaware.
Because, to
a degree.
Well, yeah, no, because it's really easy, right? Because momentum is so huge in football. And if you're like, wait, this momentum is not going the right way, one tiny call can absolutely shift an entire game.
Yep. 110%. And I do believe that deep down that it's sports entertainment.
Yeah.
And that entertainment word is a very big, dude, now you can bet on WWE matches.
Really?
Yes, you can bet on WWE sports entertainment. We know it's fake. We know when they walk down, the fire goes off, and they already know who's going to win, who's going to lose. But you can still bet on that.
That's wild.
I'm telling you. And guys, bet the narrative. That's what sports betting. That's with crypto.
That's what I did with XRP, baby. Bet the narrative.
And that's why I was jumping up and down about Algorand at 11 cents, saying anything you get under 16 is a win. That's why I was jumping up and down about Vechain when it was at 1.5, jumping up and down about H-bar when it was at 4 cents. Guys, we have made some insane calls on this channel, not to mention Jasmine, not to mention Sui, not to mention Ando. J-Change, to be fair, you did help me with the Ando call. I'll give you full credit for that. But bet the narrative, guys. You know what I mean? I know we kind of went off a tangent there about Rolexes, why banks suck, why, Russia sanctioned, but the common denominator is the narrative. All right. And it's hard to ignore, what is happening right now, literally before our eyes. We have world liberty, making these insane moves, these insane buys. All right. The SEC is dropping cases left and right. 3 days ago, they dropped their lawsuit against Kraken without penalties. Every one of these stories is SEC drops the lawsuit against blank without penalties. That's Consensus, MetaMask. That's Coinbase. That's Robinhood. The Binance on-off ramp is back for American citizens. Even Bitunix, my exchange sponsor, no VPN, no KYC, with insane liquidity. If you're watching this channel, you're not trading on Bitunix, get down there, sign up for Bitunix today, and bet the narrative. Not to mention,
I'm gonna sign up.
Hell yeah, please do.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Trump floats crypto reserve. This is why we pumped the other day, guys. Bet the narrative. Because why am I saying all this? I kind of just highlighted, all the things we've been talking about, and this isn't news to you guys, but I'm telling you now to bet the narrative. Why? Let's look at Ando. Let's look at the Ando chart. We haven't done that yet today. Look at this. I told you everything I just told you. We have all that information. We know the Bitcoin halving cycle. The math's out to Q3, Q4 this year to be the top. Ando is right here. We know all the things we know about the macro, the crypto capital being America, the SEC backing off, all of that. And Ando is still 88% under its all-time high. Vechain is still, how far is Vechain under its all-time high?
Like 300%.
Well, there's the local high and then there's the all-time high. But this is my point though, that we know everything we know. And right now Vechain is, about 158% behind the December high. And it's about an 885% below the all-time high. And guys, we can do this for every single coin. It's actually crazy when you think about it. Bet the narrative. This is going to be the bull run of all bull runs. And if there was ever a cycle that goes past the projected time, if there was ever a lengthened cycle, J-Chains, like you were telling me, the stock market went on a 12-year run.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, let's put the pieces together. America does become the crypto capital. Fair common sense regulations are put in place. The transition to crypto being money, period, that happens. We go on that 12-year run.
It's an emerging. I wouldn't know. Do you still call it an emerging market?
I think it's like, I think in the story of this bull run, we're fourth inning. In the story of crypto cycle with humans, we're in the second inning.
That's fair.
In the full game of crypto, second inning. We've been established. 3 strikes, you're out. 3 strikes, you're out. The first team's up to bat again. That's where I think we are.
We got the first inning shakes out. Now it's time to play ball.
Exactly. Well said. Well said. I really like that. But yeah, so guys, it's early. We're so early, man. That if you're not buying at these levels, just look at this. Look at this VeChain chart. All right, this is the top, the tippity top. This is the bippity whippity wop. This is the 24 high. This is the end of 24 high. We are currently here. If you go back in time, anything bought under where we are ended up being a big win, and we're scared to buy now. I don't understand. I do want to go back, hit some TA on Ando as promised. Couple things when I look at Ando. It's got to start with Market Cipher, because we kind of have this chart all the way back. I'm actually going to move my head up to the top. You kind of see the momentum here. We have this chart that goes all the way back to September of 2024, and we just look at Market Cipher. This push down has been the furthest down a momentum wave has gone on the daily chart for Ando, period. Yes, we're in the red, but we are pushing up in the RSI, and we are also pushing up in the VWAP, and we just got a green dot on the daily on this little side wave here. And when you think of Market Cipher B, I want you to think of how high a momentum wave goes up and how low a momentum wave goes down. I want you to kind of shut your eyes and imagine a slingshot being pulled further back and back and back and back and back. Further back it goes. The fucking thing is coming out of there. You know what I mean? And that's what we're talking about especially on the daily chart. Larger the time frame, more the significance of the move. Okay. So when we look at, oh, look how far this momentum wave has come down. We got a green dot on the daily. We're going up on the RSI, going up on the VWAP. And then we come over and look at Ando. All right. We are getting damn close to a breakout. Number one. Two, let's say that if that's the low, we kind of got this triangle set up here. Point of intersection, April 5th. So by April 5th, Ando is either going to break down or break out. It's March 6th. So we have a month to wiggle in here. And it always happens before that day. You just are going to know if you have an alarm set on the downtrend and an alarm set on the uptrend. You're going to know in the next 30 days, we will see this thing break one way or the other. And you will and can react to the break of that alarm. All right. So that's the daily. If we zoom into the 2 hour, Ando has woken up a little bit. It is 114. We did come down from 87 cents local low. Don't you wish you bought more down there?
Yeah.
I bought some down there, but I sure as wish I bought more. And guys, 2 days later, currently 30% at the current price, top to bottom 37%. What is unfortunate is that it did put in a slightly lower high. And when we zoom in to say 23-minute chart, we are fighting the 50 EMA on that. Other thing is when you kind of draw this trend line, you can see that local trend line has broken. All right. So kind of keep that in mind, because when you kind of look at this, we're going to have, how long did it go from peak to valley? A day, 18 hours. How long did it go from valley to peak? A day and 15 hours. So it's been kind of going a day and change. So right now we could be headed back down. I wouldn't be surprised to see that, considering it has moved 30% in the past day and a half. Kind of even going into the 12-minute chart, we did just get the first close under the 50 EMA on the 12-minute. If you're in my Telegram group, you know that the trader in me is drooling all over everywhere.
Would you hit a short on this?
I would hit a short probably from, I don't want to wait all the way for that though. Well, locally we are in a downtrend, so we're not. How far? Let me do the math here. So it's 2% to that level. And what other levels can we pull from? We're already kind of past this point. We're right there. And also that aligns with this point too. Very good anyway. And then this point aligns there. You kind of have like scalp target 1, scalp target 2. Yeah, I don't hate it, dude. I don't hate it. I really don't. And what would that be? We're talking from here to here. So 0.8% and then a 2% target to there. Local point of control is above, and that's the aspect of the confluence that's holding me back. But when you kind of look at the curvature, we do kind of have this nice, you see that? Oh, let me scoot this over a little bit for everybody. You see how we kind of got this nice, slowly curving down. We are coming down on the RSI. We are coming down on the money flow, down on the momentum wave, down on the VWAP. There's a lot of confluence here, man. There really is. It is fighting this candle. Look at this candle, because everyone, obviously any trader with a brain knows that this is support resistance, right? So, and this candle is like on the 12-minute, that's a very wide candle in terms of, kind of clearing some distance there. Out of curiosity, I'm going to look at the 7. Yeah, I think it's probably going to flop and grope from this point. I'm going to be I am going to target a short on this, but I'm not going to enter it right now. Even, kind of go back and look at how some of these are like, how they kind of have the fight and then they eventually go down, and then they kind of have the fight, they come up, they eventually go down. And this one has kind of been, I think it's going to have a couple extra little pushes before, mainly because of how low this momentum wave is already on the 7. And the thing that's holding me back from complete confluence is the local point of control is above the price. And see on the 7-minute, it's already, green candle right here. So I think this is a short, But in terms of optimal timing, I don't think we're there yet. You see, it just came up on the 7th too. So
that's because it's because I just closed my long.
Oh, really?
Literally, the moment I closed it, it popped up.
Jesus. I mean, you could even go like kind of local.
There was always another one though, so it's good.
Level right there. Just a thought. But yeah, I'm going to keep a very close eye on this. What I'm going to do now that it popped up from this support resistance level, I'm going to set an alarm right here at $1.15.2. And I will reconsider that when we get there. Another chart I wanted to talk about is Cato. Why do I want to talk about Cato? We go over to Bitunix and look at the leverage volume. All right. Cato has come down a little bit, but we're still talking over $249 million in trading volume. This thing has more trading volume than Ando and Litecoin and Pepe and Fartcoin and Peanut. Peanut still has 100.
How is Peanut still around?
Look at Peanut.
How is Peanut still around? R.I.P. Peanut the squirrel, man.
R.I.P. Peanut the squirrel. And that lady who made that phone call, she can write off, dude. That was not chill, bro. There are things that are chill, and then there's things that aren't chill. That goes under an aren't chill, in my opinion. That was pretty aren't chill of her.
Yeah.
To do that. So yeah, so Cato's on my list. Where's the chart I can get rid of? I can get rid of this story. So let's go trading view. We're going to look at Peanut. We're going to look at Cato. Maybe we'll do one call out after that, and then we're going to call it a day. Peanut.
It's still so funny to me.
It's so funny, dude. I haven't looked at the chat in like a year.
What's up, chat? Make sure you guys smash that like button.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Can you go over Jasmine with the next project, Crypto Santana? Joe, there are, I believe, 2 platinum memberships left. I have to ask the person who's running that, though. Okay, so Peanut. Okay. Interesting. Wow.
Getting ready for...
So, obviously, we had the meteoric rise. All right, and then it's just been a slow bleed ever since that. All right. What's interesting, oops, did not mean to do that. Okay. I don't know what I clicked there. What's interesting is that when you kind of look at the long curvature, this, what do we always say?
Round and bottoms, pay the bills.
Pay the bills. That's what they do. This is a peanut. This is a meme coin that has lost that push. It has lost that hype. And we need to be very careful trading this one. But what I will say is locally, this is a 2-hour chart. It has been putting up a fight for the past couple days. Like I would say if the low was here, it's been 16 days. It has been forming that curvature. And what I will also say is that from the low being right in here, we have boom, and then it falls down, and then boom, and then it falls down, and then boom, and then it falls down. So this thing kind of reminds me of XRP before it popped off. When XRP would do this, it would have these big pushes that are really sharp, 41% in 22 hours, 77% in 2 days, and then from this, 66% in 1 day, or if you go from the bottom here, 112% in 3 days. And it does look like, every time it kind of comes back down to this level, that is where it takes off from, according to the 2 hours. So, I mean,
what kind of leverage can you do on Bitunix?
Dude, you can do insane leverage.
Can you do like 100, like over 100?
A lot. Be careful.
I know.
And make sure you go isolated. I
don't do cross.
Lately, I've been like 6 or 7x.
Okay.
That's just me. Interesting on the 2 hour, it did get rejected from the 50 EMA, which is really interesting given the setup. So what I would do, I would obviously go, and that actually fairly lines up with support resistance from back here. I would go alarm here at 19.01, so 19 cents. And then from this level makes a lot of sense at 17.7. Because we obviously have this touch here and then this wick touched it there perfectly. And considering, the local uptrend, we would have to break that uptrend for the 19 cent and the 17.7 cent alarms to go off. So I think first matter would be to alarm the uptrend and then alarm 19 cents, which I will do. I'll just alarm 19 cents, not 17 cents, because I'll know what's up if it hits 19. Because if it hits 19, it already broke the downtrend. That's the confirmation level. So let's kind of zoom in a little bit. There's no divergences or anything. The RSI isn't the best, but I thought you were going to sneeze. What I will say about if it is to break up, you kind of have this here at 20.09, almost 21 cents. And then you kind of have this level that even goes back in time a little bit, kind of this local high. And the local high could give you a little, you could get a scalp from there to there with 1.5%. So, and it has basically, you have to also understand the range that this thing's in. So for the past day and 16 hours, Peanut has been in a sideways range of 8.2%, ignoring these little teeny clips up. So 98% of the time in the last day and 16 hours, it's been in an 8% range. And this is an exact situation of what I mean. I don't care about the range. I care about the break. And that is the setup for Peanut, is that we either react to losing the trend line, losing that local low. We lose that local low. We target that wick down. The local low, the short alarm is 19 cents. And our target is at 17.7, which is a 7% trade down. The previous high is right there, the yellow circle. That level is at 20.06, 0.2066. Target 1 is 21 cents. And then you could even go actually like that level, because we kind of have this touch back here, this touch right here. And then you can kind of pull another one right there. So you got a handful of targets from previous SR there. And, I think it's going to continue to stay in this 8% range because the point of control is right here and we're right here. So I do see this thing. It's going to continue to range.
Mm-hmm. You think it'll hit the uptrend and kind of bounce up toward, assuming the narrative is bullish and the whole market kind of picks up and moves forward, you think probably we'll see it kind of bounce off that and just kind of dance up top?
Yeah. I think that's likely. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of, even if it puts in a slightly higher low here and then comes up and then comes back down to test the level again. Like, a move like that would not surprise me, because that's kind of what this thing does.
Yeah.
And when it goes sideways, that's when the move is loading. Look how kind of go back in time here. Look at any time Peanut ranged sideways for a little bit. Right here, it ranged sideways. Look what happened. Boom. Right here, it ranged sideways. Look what happened. Boom. Right here, it ranged sideways. Look what happened. You know what I mean? So when you can catch this thing slipping, and what do I mean by that? When you catch it going sideways, that's when you need to pay attention, because this next move is going to happen without a doubt. And this is the sideways range that it's currently in. And, there's $150 million worth of trading volume on Peanut on Bitunix. So if you want to get in on this trade, you have a long alarm at 20.06 and you have a short alarm at 19.1. There you go. Free trade. Did I set the alarm? I'm going to set both alarms myself on this account.
Do the work once, man.
Yeah.
Work smart, not hard.
Exactly. Oh, I'm on the brush. That's what I was doing wrong. Boom, boom. Create alarm. All right. There we go. That's it for Peanut. And then we were going to look. Oh, yeah. I want to look at Cato. This is one that I'm not going to show you the Telegram chart, but this is one we've been talking about a lot in the Telegram group. Guys, we caught Cato like here, and we caught that move, and we also caught the short down. We did really good on Cato in the Telegram group. Ask anyone there, they'll tell you. So kind of got this downtrend here, the larger downtrend, and that kind of aligns. Kind of got this little triangle pennant forming. March 8th, which is 2 days from now, is going to have to break one way or the other point of intersection. Not really a divergence on the oscillator, but I will say that this is already kind of curving over. It is under the 50 EMA, but there is confluence that I think it alludes to the likelihood of it breaking up and out. 23-minute, and this is what I wanted to show you. Not mean to do all that. This is good stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen. So we have this more local downtrend, the downtrend in the downtrend. All right. And then we have this kind of local low. And then really it's kind of the support resistance comes across from back here. We have this wick, and we even have support resistance from, I'd say, right around here from this wick. So honestly, what I'm waiting for is that line. I'll change the color of that line. This line is blue. Okay. So it was floor, 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 ceiling, ceiling. And that seems to be the level where you want Cato to break. That alarm is 1.72. I will set that alarm on this account. Bang, bang. That's the alarm I'm watching for. Why? First of all, market cipher. Yes, we're in the red, but if you look at that angle up on the anchor wave, trigger wave, that is certainly going that direction. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And if you look at what is the price doing during that same level, we do have a straight up bullish divergence here on the 23-minute chart. It obviously needs to break this level to get anywhere special. And why is this level so important? You see how this level is smack down in the middle of that little volume gap?
Mm-hmm.
You see how there is volume right here, but then it dips and then it comes back out. That's a really intricate low volume node. And that is why this level, like I said, about $1.72 is what I like to refer to as a striated level. As in when that alarm goes off, it's going to move through that alarm, likely. And that's why, based on volume profile, kind of right in here, the heart of this range, that's kind of our target. So if we go from that alarm to that low, the bottom of that level of that volume spike is like 4%, where the top of it's like 7 to 8%. So that's all hinged off of the bullish divergence on market cipher playing out, and that alarm going off, breaking this local downtrend, getting above the 50 EMA, and getting that 4 to 8% long. The flip side is that the point of control is underneath. And that is why I started off by setting these alarms. So right now, Cato has been in a 4.5% range for the past 10 hours. And another situation where we don't care about the range, we care about break. And that is where we can react to the market. That blue line, which I think is the better of the two trades, is at $1.72. In the event the shorter alarm goes off, that's at $1.64.3. I'm not going to set the lower alarm. I'm not interested in getting in that trade. I think it's going to be a harder trade to manage because there's a lot of confluence with this idea. There's more confluence with this idea than there is to go short. Even if the short is correct, I don't feel that there's enough there to justify taking the risk because we're swimming against the current of the divergence. And in divergences we trust. So that's where I'm at with Cato. Lastly, as promised, I will look at Jasmine. I'll just pull a freshie for Jasmine.
I know there's a lot of people ready for Jasmine to do its thing. Now, have you been kept up with any of the stuff that's going on over in Japan as far as crypto goes?
A little bit.
So they're like becoming kind of like what we're doing here, right? They're opening up ETFs. They're becoming a little bit like changing the policy so that they're a little bit more crypto friendly. Also, there's going to be like a lot of tax refund, a lot of tax like rebates or whatever. And so there's going to be a lot more liquidity that can be injected into the market. And so we all know, like, Jasmine is Japan's Bitcoin, but it's not because it's trying to replace Bitcoin. It's just because of the ethos, the IoT, the privacy, the data security stuff. That's why they enjoy it so much. And so once that fully like embrace shift happens in Japan, I think is really what we're looking for to kick off the solid action that most of us have been waiting for.
Right. No, for sure. And I know that the Japanese, the yen, right? No, that's China. What's the Japanese currency called? I forget off the top of my head.
I think you're right.
It is. I think that has been gaining against the dollar. My buddy Jesse, who I did the Jasmine price prediction video with, he's been telling me in like currency exchanges that he's been buying some of that and it's been working. It's kind of a lower risk thing, but he has been doing that. All right. So here's my ideas with Jasmine. Obviously, we are at this wicked off the point of no return, because you kind of look at this, okay, and this is a no man's land, all right, because look how quickly it popped right up there, all right, and it wicked it once or twice, but honestly, it wicked it here, and it wicked it recently, and we bounced. All right. So that is a really powerful bounce. It's a really good point for Jasmine to hold its stance. And if you go back in time and look at, okay, every time Jasmine bounced off this level, 50% in 7 days, 38% in 11 days, 32% in 6 days, and 200% in 41 days. You get my point. 50% in 17 days. 36% in 16 days. Every time it has wicked this line, we're talking a 40 to 50 to 200% move.
Oof.
And look, we wicked that line. Obviously, there's always the chance that we break structure and that we go into no man's land, which is nothing in the volume profile, and we get spit back out in this value area. That at minimum would be a 36% loss. It's a big old fashioned dent. Yeah. That would suck. We also did get the daily on the death cross on the daily back on the 20th. Also, no bueno. What I'm looking at. This is another example of kind of a curved trend. It's not like a perfect trend line. If you wanted to draw a trend line for proxy, you could just draw it like that. I'm fine with that. Okay. But it's not perfect because we're leaving out the top. There are curved trend lines are very much a real thing in technical analysis. I'm not very good at drawing them though, but just be aware of that. What I will say is that when you look at Market Cipher, the past two skips on the momentum wave have given me a little bit of hope. We have this and we have this. And keep in mind, like we talked about the slingshot analogy, this has come all the way down. When's the last time we had one this far? How many have we had? We had this one and this one. This one almost, and then yeah, and really there has been 3 momentum waves that has gone as far down as the most recent one. And out of curiosity, I want to see what happened here, what happened here, and what happened here. All right, from left to right, this was not much of anything. That was not much of anything, and this one was this pop from there to there, which was a big move. So certainly worth keeping an eye on the depth of momentum. But like I said, I do appreciate how we do have a little bit of curvature. Yeah, kind of 2 green dots, and we're going this way. And we are really heavy into the peak of the money flow. I think that's peak money flow in the red, probably. All right. So I do want to go out on a limb here and say this could be local low for Jasmine right there. I hope so. Even on a zoomed out chart like this, the point of control is well above the price. Right now we're at $1. We're at a penny 6, so a little bit over a penny and a half. Point of control is at 0.21, 25% above the current price. So what obviously you need to do here is you have to know that this alarm right here is no man's land for Jasmine. That is at 0.147. I'm going to set that alarm. Boom. That's a really bad news if that alarm goes off. Number 2 is that this support resistance right here is at 2.1, so just over 2 cents. Okay, I am going to alarm that level. Alarm. Jasmine. Long. Create. This could be confirmation. It could come up to it before the trend line breaks out, but if it kind of wiggles and then breaks out, this level could be confirmation down the road. And then obviously we got a big volume spike, and look at this. This would be an example of an aligned support resistance level. Now we talk about striated levels, like a level that's in between a volume, like here. This would be a striated level right here because we're in between the volume spike. This here is an aligned level because the support resistance is aligned with the volume profile. That's a big deal. Very big deal. Don't sleep on that stuff. Anyway, and that volume spike from a little over 2 cents to here is 53% up the hill to 3.2.
Let's
and
go.
when you zoom over locally, the point of control did shift to the visible range volume profile to there. So there is positive confluence on the daily chart for Jasmine. Before I zoom in, I want to look at a 4-hour. And this is kind of what I was already worried about, is that it's getting rejected by the 50 EMA. That is bearish continuation. We're already headed down on the RSI. We're headed down on the momentum wave, heading down on the VWAP. That's really not what you want to see. Even the 2-hour, it's kind of drooping over, kind of got that little fall and kind of, scallop looking, the way it kind of
cliffhanger, man.
That's not what you want to see. What we do want to see though is this. So right here we have this wick here. All right. And this wick here, ceiling, and then floor here. Again, so 3 times this level has been tested. This level is probably the most important level right now at 0.17. Bang, bang, bang. I set that alarm. You could use this as a short if that alarm went off. Not that I'd want to. And then lastly, this level, which does kind of align back here. It's a little bit under. I'm going to pull it up to the local level. Very close to support resistance there. And that is the previous high from right here. All right. This is the 2-hour chart. Jasmine has been in 8% range for the past day and 22 hours. So just about 2 days, Jasmine has traded sideways inside of an 8% range. The reason I set, and I'm going to set this alarm as well. Boom, boom. And this is at 0.181. Okay. The point here is that if Jasmine can turn around here, because it is coming down. The 4 hours bad, the 2 hours bad. Now that we've established this, we can go to the 23-minute. We are under the 50 and the 200 on the 23-minute. All right, and that's not really what you ever want to see. But what I'm saying here is that we want to see Jasmine either bounce off this level like it has previously, or if we lose that level, we want to see Jasmine put in a higher low. Because the fact that we just had this heavy wick, which is, as low as it's been, all the way back here, right? You know what I mean? Like slightly higher low from that wick, but that's not even, you can't even really use that. But what I'm saying is that the next couple days are really, really big for Jasmine, because if we put in a lower low from here and break structure, that's like the end of the world. So what I'm going to say is that right now I am going to react to the range between 0.17 and 0.18, which is the 8% range Jasmine has been in for the past basically 2 days. The reaction of that range is the trade. I don't think I'll be day trading this one, but this is one I'm going to keep an eye on. So there we go, Chains, man. Boom. That was a killer show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Through a lot today. Big shout out to everyone in the chat. You guys rock. crypto reserve is not a nothing burger. I think these things take time. I think a lot of people in crypto are extremely impatient. The patient will prevail. The transfer of wealth is the transfer from the impatient to the patient. Be the patient.
Be the patient.
I looked at the graph yesterday. I'm not looking at StrikeX. I have no thoughts on that project. You guys rock. You guys totally rock.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I was just reading the chat.
Do you think, and we can talk more about this tomorrow if you want. This could be like the question that we leave everybody with, and they got to think about it. Is tomorrow going to be a sell the news event?
Dude, it depends on what they say.
Because we've seen a lot of things pump, right? That's like, by the rumor.
Think tomorrow could be one of those days where it's like it starts off and kind of nothing happens, and then one person's going to say one thing, and it's just going to like, and then it's probably going to whipsaw.
Yeah.
Heavy news days.
Expect some volatility.
The CPI and the interest hikes or interest slashes and all that kind of stuff. The heavy news days cause whipsaw patterns. What is a whipsaw pattern? So whipsaw pattern is when we're kind of trading along, right? And then we get a move up, and then we get a move down. Well, hold on. It
happened the other day, right? It happened like Sunday to Monday.
Straight up, and then it comes straight down below the point where we started. And you will get liquidated in whipsaws. Yeah. You can. Timing a whipsaw is like rocket science. Like I stay away from attempting to trade heavy news days. Maybe will I set some levels or set some limit orders? Maybe. But in terms of am I actively trying to guess? That's a guess. I react. So
that's how you win.
That's how you win. That is how you win. So yeah, we'll consider doing something with the stream. Maybe I don't know if we'll do like the whole 4 hours, or maybe we'll stream later. I think doing our normal stream before. You said it starts at 1 o'clock.
I think 1:30. I think we're 5 hours off from UTC time. So if it was 6:30, it would be 1:30.
I think doing our stream before it kind of defeats the purpose because it was just pure speculation.
It's like what we did today.
Right. So maybe tomorrow I'll do members only in the morning, and then come by later, and we don't got to do the whole 4 hours, but we could have a show with that on.
Love it.
And just kind of react to it, hang out. What do you guys think of that?
That's not a bad idea.
All right. You cool with that?
Let's chat. Yeah. Let's see if we get some pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Friday, right?
I like it.
Pizza Friday.
Maybe we'll throw some giveaways in there. I did promise the Algo fam a Monko giveaway. The members only streams generally are 2 to 2:30 EST. Tomorrow, since we're going to try to live stream the summit, I'm going to do members only at the time of the normal show, 10:30 a.m. EST. And then we'll do the other show, normal live stream, to react to the summit.
Perfect.
So let's do that for tomorrow.
That's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, 100%. Very quickly, someone in the chat did ask for Cardano. Do I show them the Telegram chart?
Might as well.
All right. Did ask for Cardano. All right. So here's the Cardano setup. So we had this uptrend right here that broke with confirmation at 97.2. From that alarm to now, down 7.7% in 17 hours. And I know a couple people caught that trade. I know some people have been shorting Cardano. And I know someone even long Cardano. I think they probably got the bounce off of that into the pressure. But now it's kind of entering a sort of free fall with a wick. Oops, I did not mean to click replay. So kind of going into 12-minute. Whoa, did not mean to do that. Get me out of here. I hate when it is actually really interesting to do that.
Does it zoom in on whatever you're focused on?
Yeah, it is fun to do. But what I do right now is I'd kind of just zoom in this local range between 91.4 and 88 cents because now that we broke this down, this uptrend, we've obviously formed a new local downtrend, right? So, and what do I always say? We're in a downtrend until we're not. So kind of going from here to here. So now you could kind of monitor this You could either come up and continue the short if we get rejected at the 50 EMA, or you're kind of waiting to break and then use this 93 level as confirmation. So this is certainly a wait and see moment with Cardano. I'm not trying to pressure into that. It does have bullish divergence on the 12, and the point of control is up here. You could try to pressure into that, but I'm not going to do that. So there's your overview on Cardano. That is certainly not yours had the pop. Certainly a nice little insight to a Telegram setup there. You guys rock. 110%. Thank you to all the diehard groggers you are here. We still showing about 140, 145 people in the show. Not bad.
Let's go.
We went for an hour and a half. We've been doing longer shows. I've been, wanting to give people better live streams. I do have an announcement to make. I've been working on an updated Cardano price prediction. The things have the winds have changed for Cardano since the strategic reserve. And anytime there's massive news to a project, I do have to adjust my price prediction. So stay tuned. There will be an updated Cardano price prediction coming your way sometime here pretty soon. Change, any final thoughts before we close out?
Nothing today, man. Just watch the charts, get ready for tomorrow. Make sure you got your bags packed, because this could be one of those catalysts. There's always catalyst things. It could be something that, remember, in the day, back in 2018, there wasn't really buy the rumor, sell the news kind of events. It was just like put out a press release, watch a coin pump like 300%. Like, it was insane. Right. At some point, we will get kind of back to that activity where things just go parabolic. You never know. This is a brand new day here in America. We are strategically building a reserve. Again, it's not going to happen overnight, but this could be the catalyst that does start to send us in a different direction, at least for the chosen assets, right? There'll be some ones that'll get added later, but at least the 5 that we know right now, or 6 now. I think SWE. Do you add SWE because of the partnership? Does it get like?
Yeah, I think the fact that it's on World Liberty 100% matters. I believe you add SWE, and dude, holy shit, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
But did we call this trade during the stream?
I know.
Ando. So guys, look, I gave you the local uptrend, big support resistance level, alarm goes off, bottom to top, 2.5%, 36 minutes. Come on, guys. You guys gotta follow these trades, man. I love it when I say a trade on the stream and I don't get in it, but it still happens.
Well, I mean, honestly, I made the joke about how the chart pumped for like a split second when I got out of my long. I thought it was
talking about going long.
I was in a long.
Right, you were.
I was a couple $100 up in a long, and then we started talking about it, and it was inching down. I'm like, man, like what he's saying is like this is gonna play out, and so I bailed. Right. It popped for a second, and then just dropped straight down. So like, dude, we saved the trade.
Yes, yeah, we were talking about this candle right here.
Yep.
Because it had like such a big movement, and that's why I said, hey, why don't you just alarm this and use this for confirmation? And look, alarm that, and that all happened in the same 12 minutes. Boom,
boom,
boom. That's what guys. We're not the biggest channel in crypto, nor do I care to be. But there's a reason we do so well. There's a reason we make the money we make. It's because we actually do this TA shit. I don't care about the news. I don't care about the drama. I care about the charts, and I care about making money, and I care about providing for my family. I know you guys care about that too. And that's why, a lot of the people in the Telegram group, the diehard groggers, are the traders. I want to see you guys become millionaires. I want to see you guys live a life beyond your wildest dreams. And it's possible. Focus on this stuff every day. Study this stuff like you study for a college test, except if you get an A in crypto, you get rich. So that's awesome. You guys are amazing. Do we message you on X if we are in Bitunix correctly? Yeah, I know that, dude. So some people got their deposit bonuses and some people didn't. And I think it's because the deposit bonus was from the Twitter link, and some people clicked on the YouTube link thinking that was the deposit bonus was a special link that was a promo. So if you clicked the promo link and you didn't get your deposit bonus, message me on Twitter or Telegram. I'll send the UID number to my contact at Bitunix. And if there's anything they can do, if not, hey, if for whatever reason the wires got crossed, it's not like we won't do more promos. It's not like we won't do giveaways all the time. But you should have if you click the correct link, you should have got your deposit bonus. So I will run your UID and check which link you clicked and try to figure that out. So if that has happened, you guys, check that out. Also, I know that Joe sent the message. All right, cool. Good shout to Joe. There was one more thing I totally forgot what it was because it was about the Telegram group. Whatever. Members only tomorrow morning, 10:30, and then we're going to do the reaction stream to the crypto summit later in the day. So the members only is first. So we're switching it for tomorrow. So with all that said, you guys rock. Make sure you smash the like button on your way out the door. My name is AJ Writes Crypto. Have a safe rest of your day. Get rich or get wrecked. Peace.